All right, guys. Good afternoon from sunny Spring, Texas. Got the baby napping, and I'm making this video about eating. Hey, what's up, John? So this is a video about. Hey, Ruben. It's a video about eating and trying to be healthy with our eating. I'm just sitting on my porch here, and there we go. I don't know if I'd rotate the phone or not, but either way. Is it sideways? No, that's sideways. What's up, Bradley? So a lot of people, myself included, have had tons of issues with eating over the years. And I should say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to give nutritional advice. I can just share my own experiences. I've been pretty obsessed with it for 25 years. So, thanks, man. Perfect, thanks. And I've tried probably all the different nutty diets that are out there, the good ones, the bad, the ugly. And I think they all, in some way, all of them provide some value. Typically in America, most of us are trying to lose weight. We're trying to lose excess fat because we have plenty of food here. We have plenty of jobs, plenty of food. So we tend to eat more food than we need, and then that extra food is stored as fat, and then it doesn't look ideal, so we're sometimes not happy with the excess fat, but then at the same time it's like this compulsion to eat. And there's a lot of tasty things such as pizza, right? Pizza, beer, whatever, chicken wings, Whataburgers, whatever your poison is, you name it, bagels, whatever your thing is, you name it. So that's the challenge. We have a lot of good things to eat. What's up, Manny? And how do we not eat too many of these tasty things and become fat and unhealthy and get cancer, get heart attacks, and die prematurely, or else have very expensive hospital bills? That's another thing that comes up when you have poor health, whether that's cancer, a heart attack, whether that's diabetes that develops adult onset diabetes. So I'm just going to share a few tips. Tacos, man, I eat tacos every day. Ruben. Probably delicious breakfast tacos is my favorite, and I make them with pretty high quality ingredients, but I eat 2 or 3 of those bad boys almost every day with my coffee, and I often put chocolate in my coffee. So the backstory is too, I've also pardon the interruption, I also have my weight. Typically, I've not been worried about my weight. I've always been so active in jiu-jitsu, but my weight has fluctuated quite a bit. When I was lifting very heavy, the heaviest I've been is about 230, 235. And then I've competed anywhere from 170 to 210, anywhere in that range. So I've always been able to modify my weight, for example, to make weight for a tournament or a fight or something like that, whether it's mixed martial arts or jiu-jitsu. But just like everyone else, I had the same cravings, and because making weight is not necessarily healthy. That's just the number on the scale, and that's the same for everybody. There's not the number on the scale that matters. It's more about are you healthy, right? Like, you can look good on the outside. There's plenty of guys out here that are I go to the gym, whether you go to Anytime or 24 or LA Fitness, and there are plenty of people that look good on the outside, taking tons of steroids and other things that are clogging up their insides, and their nutrition is often poor. So you can look good even if you have poor nutrition, there are various chemical enhancements you can do, and a lot of the fitness pros, all the fitness pros do that. If you guys ever go on YouTube or Instagram or wherever and you see other people that are selling you products, they're mostly taking various hormones and things. But not to digress. So currently I've been concerned with my health as I want to live longer, being a parent these last few years. So I decided that it was something that I would take more from a health approach, to be serious about it, rather than, I'm not really concerned with competing, although I hope to compete, but it's not, I'm not worried about competing at a certain weight. So I figured something out and put a few missing pieces together, and that's kind of the backstory for my weight. Currently is ranging between 179 and 183, and that's very low for me. That's is what I weighed in probably when I was high school age, was 16 or something like that, except I have more muscle now at this point, so I'm a lot better athlete from all the last 20 years of training. So the good part is what I'm doing right now requires currently no effort, and it works really well. I'm pretty much eat plenty of tacos every morning. I eat I would almost say I eat whatever I want, but I do try to get healthy, right? But even if you're not perfectly dieting, I have a few tips that may benefit you in that as well. So the basic thing, I'm just going to lay out the recommended strategy and then kind of go into the reasons why. So the simplest strategy is, see, the sun is out, that's when you want to be eating. So when the sun's out, it's time to eat. Your metabolism's active, and that's the ideal time to be eating. When the sun goes down, that's the time you don't want to be eating, because you're going to be laying in bed, you're going to be not burning a lot of calories. And I know there's some jokers out there that are saying they burn a lot of calories at night. Guys, I have the heart rate monitors, I have all the aerobic measurements. You're not burning that many calories at night, no matter what you're doing. So at night, we're going to need to rest. The sun goes down, you need to get some sleep. And you need to not stuff your face when you're sleeping or about to go to sleep. So that's the simplest thing. When the sun is out, you need to eat as much good food as you can, as much as you want, as much as you need. And when the sun goes down, you need to stop eating food or any calories. Just drink water and go to sleep. When it's dark, you need to go to sleep. So if the sun is out, you can eat. When the sun goes down, you just stop eating. And just by doing that, without even restricting yourself, without even trying to eat healthy, if you just do that, you will, I can't guarantee it, but it's pretty high odds you're going to lose body fat and be healthier just by eating when the sun is out and stopping eating when the sun goes down. So that's the first basic thing is, and I could stop right there, and that would really help probably 9 out of 10 people that have any issues with that excess fat. Hey, Powers. So if you want to get into the depths of that reason why that is, it's because you may have noticed at some point in your life, you may have noticed that it's very hard to sleep when it's very brightly lit. So if you go outside in the middle of the noon sun, of course here in Texas you'll cook, but even if it wasn't hot, if you go outside, it's very bright, or if you turn on all the lights in your room and put a spotlight on your face, you will find that sleeping is more challenging with bright lights. Of course, that's pretty obvious that when you look at something bright, it tends to wake you up, and when it's dark, it's generally easier to relax and sleep for most of us. So what's actually happening is sunlight activates your metabolism. I know that's a word that's thrown around. Everyone talks about metabolism, But basically, sunlight activates your bodily processes, right? When you are exposed, when your eyes are exposed to light, to the sunlight, or even the light of your phone, if you don't have a blue blocker, right? When your eyes are exposed to light, it basically tells your body to wake up. That's why one of the best ways to wake up is to is to wake up and go outside for a walk. If you have a dog, go for a walk, watch the sunrise. That is the ideal way to wake up in the morning, is to get some natural daylight, and it's gonna wake you up. Believe it or not, it'll wake you up just about as effectively as coffee does. And so the light goes into your eyes, goes into your brain, and it basically says, hey, it's time to wake up. It's going to start raising your cortisol levels, which is just a hormone that says time to wake up and go. And you start waking up, and the light hits your eyes. So the problem is, there's another way that we can activate our metabolism, and that is through the liver. So when you eat something, whether that's a delicious taco, whether that's pizza, whether that's a beer, whatever you may eat, your body has to clean and process that food with your liver. And your liver is another activator of metabolism. So the ideal way to wake up would be to wake up, get some sunlight, eat breakfast, right? Go for a walk, and now you've synced your internal clock, your liver. You've synced your liver to your brain, and that's what we want, is to have our metabolism sync together. We want our liver and our brain saying, "Hey, it's time to wake up. It's time to get to work. It's time to do our job, whatever that may be." So the problems start to arise, I should say, when we're in the evening, for example, and it's going later and later into the night, and you're continuing to eat food, whether that's whatever food, even if it's something very healthy. When you continue to eat late into the night, and then you try to go to sleep, now of course you may get a little, like, say you ate a bunch of calories or carbohydrates, and you may feel that that's making you sleepy, and it may make you sleepy where you fall asleep. But pardon the interruption. But what happens is then your metabolism is off sync, because your eyes, when you turn off the lights and it's dark, your eyes are telling your brain, hey, it's time to go to bed, but your liver just turned on like it's breakfast, like it's morning time. Your liver is activated. So now your metabolism is out of sync. Your liver and your brain are on different time clocks. And this will often wake up when people have this issue eating late into the night. This is what commonly will interact when they wake up. They are still groggy. When you wake up, you're not hungry. You're not hungry for breakfast at all, because you ate a bunch of food last night. So it's going to throw your clock off where you're not hungry during the daytime. And that's where I hear a lot of people talking, and I was one of them, like, hey, I never have an appetite for breakfast. I can skip breakfast and lunch. I'm fine. Yada, yada, right? People go on about this. And what happens is, the reason is their clock is off. Their brain and their liver are not synced up, because they're eating all the time when it's dark. And then you lie in bed, you've got all this food settling. And of course, you're not burning many calories at night, so you're getting fatter typically when you eat these calories at night, because you eat calories, then you lay in bed. So we're trying to flip this. We're trying to coordinate the clock, and you're trying to eat when the sun is out, and then exercise at that during the day. You're going to be active. You're going to work. You're watching your kids. You're maybe doing other activities, and you want to be able to use those calories and as much as you can while you're awake and moving during the daytime, when you need the energy, when you need those calories to focus your mind and to focus your muscles. So you eat during the day, coordinate your eyes and your liver, and then as the sun starts to set, you realize, hey, it's time to stop eating, and I'm going to let my body rest at night. And then when you're resting, you actually will burn fat while you sleep, and it requires very little effort because you're sleeping. So that's a quick primer on metabolism, a grossly abused word in our language, but hopefully you found that useful. Just a summary: you want to be eating food when the sun is out. When the sun is down, you do not want to be eating food. You want to be getting ready to let your body rest. And that's pretty much, without going into more complicated subjects, that's pretty much the strategy that has helped me to control my hunger. Again, what's going to happen if you try to eat late at night all the time, whether you're eating pizza, you're eating wings, you're drinking beer, any of those things, those calories are going to activate your liver. So your liver and your guts are basically working throughout the night when they need to be resting. And what happens again? You wake up, you're not hungry because you're eating all night. That food's not even yet digested, because you don't digest as well when you're sleeping versus when you're awake. And you wake up kind of groggy typically. You don't feel as well rested, and you're not hungry when you wake up. Very common. It's a very common situation when people wake up that are not hungry for breakfast. 8 times out of 10, when I ask someone who's never eats breakfast, I ask them what their night looked like, and 8 times out of 10 they are eating pretty significant amounts at night. So and I used to be one of those people, so there's no judgment here. It's just a lot of experience of making all the mistakes. So hopefully you don't have to make them as long as I did. So as soon as I started switching that around, I had to go hungry. The first night I probably felt hungry, and then after a few days or a few weeks, it completely shifts, and I wake up hungry for breakfast. I eat as much as I can for breakfast. I literally eat as much as whatever I feel like. I always just try to get some protein, of course. I do try to eat healthy, but the main thing of what we're talking about today is just the timing of it. So you want to be adjusting your clock to where your metabolism is synced. You want your liver and your brain on the same page. When it's nighttime, you need to let your liver rest, let your brain rest, so you can wake up refreshed the next day, wake up hungry and ready for warfare, because that's what sometimes life calls for, right? You got to battle your way through the day, and you don't want to wake up feeling sluggish, feeling tired, have a bunch of food still in your guts, and you're not hungry for breakfast. Much better, in my opinion, based off these last year or so of experience. I feel much better when I wake up ready to eat breakfast, and then eating less at night. And at this point, it requires no effort whatsoever. So hopefully you guys found this beneficial. I know a few people had asked about some dietary stuff, and I'm going to see if I can strip this audio or video from here and put it onto the YouTube channel as well. If you have questions or comments, please let me know, and I will do my best to these topics, nutrition, whatever, I can get. Again, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, so don't blame me if you die from not eating a bunch of cheeseburgers at night. I'm sorry, but I'm not a doctor. If you need more help, just give me some comments, and I'll get down in the trenches and answer any freaking questions you could possibly have. And if I don't know, then I will. I have a few doctor friends that I know that I will get, and we'll answer those questions. Thanks, guys.